The Gold Cup squad is also out for Canada. 26-man squad, only one change from the Canadian Shield squad. Zorhan Basong is out of the squad. Of course, that one was slightly smaller. But other than that, all the players are in the squad, and there seems to be some serious buy-in from the Canadian Stars as well. We have Stefan Eustáquio, who will join the squad late after competing in the Club World Cup with Porto. And then Jonathan David is on the team. Promise David is on the team. You go across the board, the Stars, basically outside of Moïse Bombito and Alphonso Davies, who are dealing with injuries, are there. A very different situation to what we've seen below the 49th parallel with that U.S. men's national team, Brendan.
Yeah, I mean, I think in general, the climate south of the border has always been that it's a B, if not a C squad that goes to the Gold Cup. And the urgency for it to be an A squad was heightened for the U.S., was heightened with their performance in the Nations League. For Canada, I always felt as though it would be a split. I think it was John Herdman was missing his top 6 guys, top 7 guys in 2023 for the Gold Cup. And then I think there was an injury to someone, maybe Larea, late that or Eustáquio was it that pulled them out and made it 8, so that team was without their top 8 guys. That's a lot. I thought it might be 4 this time. I'd hoped it could be like 4 or less. The fact that it's just 2, and it's honestly really just 2 because of injuries, I truly believe both would be there. I mean, Alphonso Davies would have been at the Club World Cup, but I really do think that both of those guys would have been in this team. That's amazing. It shows the unity that they have with Jesse Marsch. It shows the commitment that we know that the team has to how they're playing and building, but also the excitement. Like they really want to be as prepared as possible for the World Cup, and learning how to win and winning a trophy puts you in on a trajectory that they haven't been in before, in a place that they haven't been in before. And this is their opportunity to do it. That U.S. team will not be great. The Mexican team was also missing some key pieces because of injury. I saw Chucky Lozano didn't make the team yesterday because he's had some injury issues with San Diego, and he's going to stay with San Diego, I think. So the opportunity is there for Canada now. And you look at this team, and it's, you got to be excited about this because they really do look like a Gold Cup, champion contender.
Well, now I think they have to win it. They have to. And I say that in a good way. And I think this is a pressure they're welcome, because this is a huge thing. This is very good, very positive. Some people might be paying more attention to the Gold Cup just because it's 1 year out from the World Cup. It's a legit, these are the last competitive games you're going to play. After this, it's friendlies. And as we know, that's just not the same. And I think it's very positive story that Jesse Marsch essentially got everyone that was physically and medically available. The only guys you don't, it's because Davies is not going to be playing till the fall, and Bombito, wrist surgery, long season. The fact you got everyone, Jonathan David is about to make the move of a lifetime. He's in the squad. Alistair Johnston, he got a little rest in this. Like, I love that. And I think for Canada, it's such a good sign of what Jesse Marsch has done in terms of guys wanting to play for the shirt. And I don't say that, I think like that was there under John Herdman, but I love that he's continued it. That's what I said. Like, it's something that you can see that the love, the brotherhood, all that sort of stuff still there, and it lingers in the background. But of course, this is also a team that is hitting new levels, that the football itself is big. Now I think you have to win it because, man, what's going on in the U.S., I love that, by the way, Mauricio Pochettino's calling his guys out for it. He kind of made an interview saying, like, why, in an ideal world, everyone's here, because I think it's a bit ridiculous that they, yes, they've had, some of them have had long seasons, and it's tough for that regard. But if you want to be serious for a World Cup, these are the kind of sacrifices you have to make. And I think there's a bit of an entitlement because the U.S. have gotten away with this for so long, Brendan, like you mentioned, how they'll send B teams and then Mexico and them will win it anyway. So I think that's why Canada winning would be so important, because I think it would send a message of, yeah, these guys care about this tournament, they care about their team, and they care about being the top team in the region.
Yeah, with the U.S. team as well, it's just they've grown up that way, that the top players don't go to the Gold Cup, whereas the Canadian players, top players have gone to the Gold Cup, but they've not been very good, so they haven't been able to necessarily compete. But now these players are seeing the Gold Cup. They see that they're 1 year out from a World Cup, and just any opportunity to get to play with this group is an opportunity to learn, is an opportunity to develop. And you will get some testing opponents at the Gold Cup. They might not be in the group stage, but when you get to, a quarterfinal, semifinal, final, those are testing opponents at the Gold Cup. And I think it's a really exciting opportunity for Canada because they can get that experience of winning a big game. And we've talked about that so often with this Canadian men's national team, that they're missing sort of that big game win. They get to a semifinal last year, but they didn't win it. They've been able to progress through tournaments before, but they're not winning them. This is a chance to win a statement game, which this group hasn't had in a long time. Even under Herdman, there wasn't necessarily a statement game that they'd won. They progressed through that World Cup qualifying very well, but there wasn't that sort of like landmark game. The women's national team, of course, have had a whole ton of those statement games with the medal games, but Canada and the men's national team have an opportunity to do that at the Gold Cup this summer, which I think is very exciting.
That Nations League final in Las Vegas that they got played off the pitch by Balogun and Pulisic and McKennie in the United States, that was their moment to have the statement game. We will look at this and say, oh yeah, but look how great they were against Gianluca Busio and our boy for Chivas there, Tecate Tony, who used to play for San Jose. What's his name? Escapes me.
Cade Cowell.
That's it, my boy.
The surf boy with a huge bicep.
Yeah, I had another. Is that what I call him? I had another great description of him. Yeah, I don't know why Tecate Tony came to my mind now as I was thinking about it. I knew it was something that he's a Latino guy that you wouldn't expect. But that's it, Cade Cowell. Yeah, it's hard. I can't see America getting hot for this team that's missing its European-based stars. But that doesn't matter. We won't be looking at the asterisks of the lineup if Canada is holding the Gold Cup at the end. The literally the biggest trophy in all of sports. I don't know how one person lifts it. It is the size of a small person. It is the size of Ben, that trophy. I don't know how they just carry it around as freely as they do. It will say a lot for this team, and really, I genuinely think that it will really build the hype. We have to explain the Gold Cup to people who aren't soccer fans all the time, and that is annoying. But just to say champions of the region, like that carries a weight that I think will really get that the mainstream crowd that we talk about excited and on board. You're going to feel it next year.